Sorry. Way more satisfying this time. Oh my god.
It's very fast.
I grew up having hoarding tendencies naturally, especially for sentimental and the ephemeral. So this is one of my mother's notes. My mother was a huge note taker. She had all of these hundreds and hundreds of notebooks of just quotes and things that she heard and she thought it was nice. So after she passed away, I inherited all of these hundreds of notebooks, and I just kind of like started ripping the ones that I like and making my own collage. This is a drawing from a friend of mine. This was her studio before it was mine, and some of the things around here are still hers. So this is a kiss for her. Love you, Delia, you rock. And then this one, this was actually hanging. The whole family had their portraits painted, and on my grandmother's portrait it was this beautiful giant, kind of like this big. It was this giant portrait of her. She had this incredible 70s hair and this incredible, how do you call that? Decote. How do you say decote in English? She had her boobs out and it was beautiful. Right in the center they had this hanging, so like it was hanging onto the canvas, and I keep it in my studio along with a bunch of old family silverware inheritance situation. I was actually baptized in this. She's actually falling apart also, but I would just kind of like squished her. I had a little bit of an incident, someone threw a party in it, so this is the commission I'm currently working on. I battled against using raw canvas for a really long time, mostly because I didn't know how to frame before. Now I do. And now that I do, I'm not only a much better artist, but it is a much more pleasant experience to paint. It's going to look really pretty. It's actually a very complicated painting.
Can you show us what it's going to look like?
Yes, I can. I think it would be nice to show here. Can't actually, because my battery is dead. I had a much more intricate drawer system, but now that I'm moving, things have gotten a little bit played around. Here, I technically have what is supposed to be my tech drawer, trash bags, tripod, chargers, and Post-its. And then in here, I have an ungodly amount of ketchup. You never know what you will need. These were the first stickers I've ever made. I still have them. They were supposed to be part of a sale, but I actually never put them for sale. So this one is transparent and this is like super metallic. Do you want one? Emergency trash bag, emergency rolling papers, emergency tampons, and emergency pain meds, emergency notebook. I don't know what this is doing here. It was supposed to be my bar. Right now I only have teas because the wines are all in here now. I don't actually drink wine, so having this insane amount of wine is because I had amazing wine vendors offer to share some wines for my last show. But again, like I said, I don't drink wine. Unless I want to get crazy drunk, they're just gonna stay there. I was showing you the commission, right? This is the stage that it's in at the moment. This is what she's supposed to look like. I usually create digital render before applying things into the actual canvas. And with the digital render, I will send them to my client for them to approve. So there's a couple of versions that we do. This one was the original version, but we ended up settling for this. You can see that some changes are gonna happen or have already happened. But it's a very interesting working process to kind of like translate a digital piece into a canvas. So depending on how long the rendering and the choosing of the final render takes, it will determine how long it takes for me to paint in general. But it usually, every painting takes about a couple of months or so. So I also like working on multiple paintings at the same time. I am working on this one still. I just finished this one. This is actually, I had to redo this. We had a little issue with this. It was one of the first paintings I sold after I came back from Lisbon. This wonderful guy, Covey, he bought it in the Czech Republic. We sent it, he didn't receive it. The post office lost it. This is where I party, and I party hard with us. Once a painting is finished, we take them to a photography studio and we photograph them in extra high quality so you can see all of the details completely perfect, which makes the print be kind of like a tiny painting, which is really nice. Work. Oopsie. It's nice. I would love to buy this. I can't. We have the picture box, which is, it needs to be better taken care of. But here, there's all of the old pictures. Oh my God, this is my first boyfriend. This is my grandmother. This is my grandfather. What else do we have here? Oh. And here we have the balcony. It has one of the most beautiful views in Lisbon. When I came here the first time, I was so nervous. It was the closest thing I have ever had to a job interview. I bought a banana bread that I baked, wrapped in this beautiful Portuguese cloth. And I arrived, and Hugo, the owner, he gave me the full tour. He showed me around, and then he gave me the keys, and that was just that. And I handed my banana bread in exchange, and he was like, "I don't even like sweets, but thanks." Because we have so much natural light, the studio lighting changes often, so it's really nice to come in the morning and enjoy as much light as possible, because once the sun sets, it becomes very like bright. We only have very top head lighting, so I like to use as much natural light as possible. Which, my goodness, my pants are coming undone. Other questions someone asked me. I like to come here in the morning, but I do live far away, which means that my morning is usually around 12. It's a really difficult thing to become self-employed. I feel really grateful that I have built that for myself. I have a wonderful team that does help me. But yeah, this is officially my job. I fucking love it. Ever since I started, I've been doing this full time, so these 5 years. I'm currently reading this book. My numerology report told me that I need to read a lot about artists. So I've been reading a lot of books that go over artists, biographies, what do they do, how do they do it, what was the inspiration. I'm trying to introduce myself to new artists. So this is a collection of essays on how artists perceive the world and how they translated that into their art. It's really nice. I thought it was written by a woman, which made me like the book a little bit better. I don't usually have a sketchbook. It's something that I definitely want to explore in my next studio. Because I use a lot of repetitive motifs, I kind of have like a collection that I use. So these are spray paint stencils. They're all birds. I need to do them in a different shape. But in here, you will see that it has a lot of tests that I've made for painting. I kind of use them as like a visual sticker almost. Let me show you. The vegetable paper it's how I do the majority of my collages. Every time I make a collage, I also make an archival sketch of it. That way I can keep a track of the symbols that I use in my paintings. I actually think I'm gonna keep this here. Hold on. This is going onto that painting. They're not called vegetable paper in English. I just came to discover. In Portuguese é papel vegetal. I was taught that this is how you call them. It's tracing paper, I'm assuming. So this is gonna stay here, and then I'm gonna collage this later.